What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tom Dark channel. I'm your host, Tom Dark, and this is Lizzo.
Well, I be in Glasgow. We would go to like Nice and Sleazy's, and they just be spitting on me and shit. Be like, you want to and I'll be like, yeah, daddy.
Now, I'm sure everyone listening has at least heard of Lizzo. She's like a very popular, I guess, music artist, rapper, known for her distinct appearance, okay? Her distinct, petite, small, she goes to the gym a lot. She's got a very small, cute physique, you would say. 100 pounds of just pure muscle right here, 5'1". And she really is just the perfect sweetie that we've all been dreaming of for many years, okay? If you guys have been dreaming of like a perfect, cutie, perfect heat girl that can be like, she can be like your perfect little sweetie girlfriend. Lizzo is obviously going to be who you want because of her amazing physique.
Yeah, daddy.
Now, because of this amazing physique, Lizzo, really stands out in a crowd, you would say. Currently, Lizzo is actually under fire, okay? You can see a bunch of videos on YouTube here. Lizzo finally responded. Lizzo sued for fat shaming. Lizzo accused of fat shaming. Lizzo's pagan again. And a lot of people are basically talking about her, and there's some allegations, okay? There's some allegations being made against Lizzo, which is interesting because I feel like these days, most of the allegations we talk about here on this channel are from YouTubers, they're from Twitch streamers, online content creators, TikTokers, and now we've got allegations against one of like the most famous artists in the world. I mean, if we go to Lizzo's Spotify right here, we can see that she's got 24 million listeners, almost 25, so she's a huge artist. I mean, a bunch of her songs this one has 700 million plays, 250 million, this one's got 900 million. I mean, she's extremely famous. This is easily one of the most famous stars in the world right now, and now she's under fire for supposed sexual harassment, for supposedly body shaming people, a hostile work environment, and we're gonna dive into it. Now, keep in mind, these are allegations as far as I'm concerned. There is a civil suit filed against her, but we just don't know how real this is because we weren't there. That being said, we can read through the evidence and we can ascertain our own opinion based on the information that we do have, although keep in mind, everything here is alleged as of now. 3 of Lizzo's former dancers have accused the singer of sexual harassment in creating a hostile work environment in a lawsuit filed Tuesday. They also allege that she pressured one of them to touch a nude performer at an Amsterdam club and subjected the group to an excruciating audition after leveling false accusations that they were drinking on the job. The dancers also accused Lizzo, a performer known for embracing body positivity and celebrating her physique, and obviously Lizzo is sort of one of these body positive influencers considering, how big she is. And it's honestly like a big point of conversation for Lizzo in general. Just the fact that she's a pop star, but she's not like, skinny like someone like Katy Perry or Miley Cyrus, right? She's someone who is very proudly showing off the fact that she's a big girl. And here we have the accusers who are, basically going after her. They're claiming all this. All 3 of them are in a row. They're on CNN right now. They've been on a few other news shows, I believe, and pretty much everybody in the entertainment industry is talking about this lawsuit. The suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court and provided to NBC News by the plaintiff's law firm. Also, the law firm is actually handing it out. They are totally willing to basically give information right away to these news outlets because they want people to talk about this. Also accuses the captain of Lizzo's dance team of proselytizing to other performers and deriding those who had premarital sex while sharing lewd fantasies, simulating oral sex, and publicly discussing the virginity of one of the plaintiffs. So I guess all these girls were your perfect virginal sweeties. They were untouched. They were unseated. I guess, at least according to them, someone was trying to take that from them, okay? The suit does not say if Lizzo knew about the allegations linked to the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley, but the plaintiffs believes the singer was aware of their complaints about her, according to their lawyer, Ron Zambrano. Zambrano. The suit names Lizzo, whose real name is Melissa Vivian Jefferson, her production company, and Quigley as defendants, in addition to accusations of a hostile work environment and sexual harassment. The suit brings claims for religious and racial harassment, false imprisonment, interference with the effective economic advantage, and other allegations. Not every claim was brought against each defendant. The stunning nature of how Lizzo and her management team treated their performers seems to go against everything Lizzo stands for publicly, while privately she weight shames her dancers and demeans them in a way that are not only illegal, but also demoralizing. So they're claiming that she was basically just like the worst boss of all time. This other guy she employed, I guess, was making like comments that amounted in sexual harassment according to these girls. The suit accuses Lizzo of calling attention to the dancer's weight after an appearance at South by Southwest Music Festival. The singer and her choreographer later told the dancer, Ariana Davis, that she seemed less committed to her role, a comment that suit describes as a thinly veiled concern about Davis's weight. Representatives for Lizzo did not immediately respond to requests for comment. So they didn't respond right away, but there is a whole specific allegation that they're talking about as well in regards to this club in Amsterdam. Now, obviously, Amsterdam is a city known for its red light district, so there's a lot of sort of, I don't know, maybe you'd call that degeneracy. Also, they're very known for their weed culture, okay, their stinky green culture. But the red light district is basically this area of Amsterdam, and basically there's a bunch of prostitutes and you can see like there's windows here, and in those windows there's just straight up women of the night, okay? It's like the song Roxanne by the Police. Roxanne, the red light, okay? That's what they're talking about. That's where this reference is from. For all you music heads out there, all you aficionados, all you tasteful people, you'll understand. You see a prostitute right here, and this is the window. I think they dance there, and then you can actually, it's sort of like shopping. You can like pick one that you want to be with, and they close the door. They got the chair right there, and you just go to town, okay? Sneeko likes to stand there a lot and just watch. He's an enjoyer. He's an avid enjoyer of the red light district. But basically, they go to Amsterdam, and there seems to be some specific accusation about a club there. The trip to the Amsterdam strip club happened after a performance in the city earlier this year. The suit states that Lizzo's after parties were routine and non-mandatory, but alleges that those who attended were favored by their singer and had greater job security. So they're basically saying, like, if you go hang out with Lizzo, if you're her friend, if you go to these after parties, you're less likely to get fired. You're more on like a personal basis with her. At the club, Lizzo allegedly began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas, and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas, the suit says. Lizzo then turned her attention to Miss Davis and began pressuring Miss Davis to touch the breasts of one of the nude women. Now, I don't know a lot about Lizzo, to be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of her, but just judging from her songs, the kind of the ratchet way she dresses and presents herself, would it be totally shocking if she was into this kind of thing? I would say no, but the question is if this crossed some kind of boundary in the workplace, right, with your employees. Davis declined, according to the suit, and Lizzo allegedly led a chant goading her to do so. After Davis declined 3 more times, the chant grew louder and more strident, demanding a visibly uncomfortable Miss Davis to engage with the performer. When Davis eventually acquiesced and briefly touched the performer, the group burst into laughter, the suit says. Afterward, Lizzo allegedly pressed a member of her security staff to get on stage and began yelling, "Take it off," according to the suit. Plaintiffs were aghast with how little regard Lizzo showed for the bodily autonomy of her employees and those around her, especially in the presence of many people whom she employed. A week later, after a show in Paris, Lizzo invited her dancers to a club so they would be able to learn something or be inspired by the performance, the suit says. What Lizzo failed to mention when inviting the dancers to this performance was that it was a nude cabaret bar. The suit described the performance as artful, but the plaintiffs were shocked that Lizzo would conceal the nature of the event from them, robbing them of the choice to not participate. And so basically they're saying Lizzo was inviting all these people to this like degenerate stuff, and then if they didn't want to partake in it, then she would try to pressure them with the crowd who would go along with it because she's, you know, a famous star basically, right? That's what they're saying happened. Once again, we don't know what happened here, but that's what they're claiming in this lawsuit. Now, they're also claiming that there is racial harassment, which is interesting because Lizzo herself is obviously of color, you would say. So I'm curious what they mean by that. And here we have one of the accusers right there. I mean, you can see her right there on the right, and then you can see her here. So, you know, they're just showing the Instagram post here in the article, showing that they went to Germany. The racial harassment claim is linked to what the suit describes as comments charged with racial and fat-phobic animus that were made by touring company employees. They're fat-phobic. The horror! In one instance, the former dancers asked to be compensated for their downtime at a rate of 50% of their weekly pay. According to the suit, an accountant allegedly responded to the request by offering 25% and scolding them for being unacceptable and disrespectful. Only the dance cast, comprised of full-figured women of color, were never spoken to in this manner, the suit states. The religious harassment allegation is connected to Quigley, the dance captain who also worked as a judge on Lizzo's reality show. According to the suit, she preached her Christian beliefs and took every opportunity to proselytize to any and all in the presence, regardless of protestation. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really see the issue with the being religious. I mean, I guess it's a little annoying, but I feel like that's not really worth, I don't know, any kind of issue here. And as well, I'm kind of failing to see the racial harassment. They say racial and fat-phobic animus. Maybe we just haven't gotten there yet, but so far, I mean, it seems like they're just kind of, I mean, they're being a little mean, maybe. I don't see the racial aspect of it, I guess, which I'm curious to see if that isn't here at all. After discovering that Davis was a virgin, Quigley discussed the subject in interviews and posted about it on social media, the suit says. And when cast members asked her to stop pressuring Rodriguez, whom Quigley regarded as a non-believer, according to the suit, about her faith, Quigley responded, "No job and no one will stop me from talking about the Lord." I don't know. I feel like talking about the Lord is not that big of a deal. I don't know. I'm failing to see. Also, I don't see any racial harassment of any kind yet. Maybe they're saying only the dance cast, comprised of full-figured women of color, were never spoken to in this manner. So maybe they're saying, like, based on the fact that only the people who were black and fat were too nicely, other people were talked to meanly, which means like Lizzo thinks that black fat people are superior. I don't really know. Is that what they mean by full-figured? I assume that's what they mean by full-figured. It's a very nice way of putting it. 2 dancers were fired in April and May. According to the suit, Williams lost her job on April 26, days after she spoke up at a meeting in which she challenged an assertion from Lizzo that the dancers were drinking before performances. So I guess Lizzo accused them of drinking before performances, and they're like, no, we didn't, and then this girl gets fired. The day before, Lizzo had told the group that they would have to audition again, a move that prompted what the suit described as an excruciating 12-hour rehearsal. If Lizzo was dissatisfied with their performances, the suit alleges the dancers would be fired and sent home. I mean, is there anything wrong with like having people audition for the job? Like, you just need to make sure they're good at their job, right? I feel like this particular claim does not seem that bad to me. Like, if you need to do a performance check to make sure people are good at their job, you're gonna do a performance check and then maybe they get sent home if they're not good enough, you know? During the rehearsal, Davis was so fearful she'd lose her job if she went to the bathroom, she soiled soiled her pants. She was given a see-through outfit with no undergarments to finish the performance, the suit says. Well, that's bad. That's really bad. That's awful. Okay. When Lizzo raised the issue again the following day, Williams responded saying the dancers didn't drink, the suit says. The singer then allegedly offered what the suit describes as a mocking reply. Well, if you're not, then good for y'all. 5 days later, on April 26, Lizzo's tour manager fired Williams in a hotel lobby, the suit says. The manager attributed the termination to budget cuts, said the suit, which noted that no one else was fired. Rodriguez complained to the manager about the decision to publicly fire Williams, a move that Lizzo repeatedly raised with the dancers during an April 27th meeting, during which she told the group that she had eyes and ears everywhere, according to the suit. So she's saying, like, listen, I'm listening. If you guys don't fuck off, if you guys don't do what I say, I know what's going on, okay? I have eyes and ears everywhere. A little bit of a power ego trip right there. Davis recorded the April 27th meeting because she suffered from an eye condition that sometimes left her disoriented in stressful situations, the suit says. Days later, Lizzo held an emergency meeting and had security employees confiscate dancers' phones. Lizzo became furious, hurling expletives at the group, and stated that she was going around the room person by person until someone told Lizzo who made the recording. So I guess she was mauling at the fact that somebody recorded her. So she recorded the meeting here, she sends it somewhere, posts it somewhere, and then from that moment, Lizzo becomes really mad. Davis acknowledged recording the meeting, saying she wanted to have a copy of Lizzo's performance notes. When Davis said she hadn't meant any harm and that she deleted the video, Lizzo allegedly responded, "There's nothing you can say to make me believe you." Miss Quigley and Lizzo then took turns berating Miss Davis. The suit says, after castigating Miss Davis, Lizzo fired Miss Davis on the spot. Before Lizzo left the meeting, Rodriguez told her that she felt disrespected and would resign, the suit says. Lizzo responded by cracking her knuckles, balling her fists, and using an expletive to tell Rodriguez she was lucky. As Rodriguez left, the suit says Lizzo raised both her middle fingers and yelled a slur. I wonder what slur that would be. I wonder what slur she was using. Guys, can we get a slur check on Lizzo? Can we get a slur interview to see what slur she was using? That would really change this case. The suit alleges false imprisonment against Lizzo's production company because a member of her security detail allegedly forced Davis to remain in the room after the meeting ended so he could search her phone for the video. So they took her phone, is what she's saying, and they looked through it to try and delete it. The suit does not specify a dollar amount for damages that cover emotional distress, including unpaid wages, loss of earnings, and attorney's fees. In the meantime, Lizzo continues to inspire fans. In a recent clip circulating on social media, the singer can be seen telling a young woman attending a concert in Australia how beautiful and special she is and how she could be the greatest dancer in the world. So Lizzo is continuing to inspire her fans, guys. She's continuing to be a nice person. She's just so kind. We love Lizzo.
Oh, Monroe, what? You don't need my help. You are so cool. You are that chick. Your hair
Just help me show my haters I'm 100% that bitch.
You got the glitter on your arms. You got the lipstick popping. You got the face glitter. You look good. So how do you need my help, Monroe?
I get bullied on social media and they always tell me I'm not good enough because I like to dance and sing and I want to be like you. I love you.
How do we get Monroe? How do we get Monroe?
Yeah, this is actually kind of nice. Kind of a touching moment. Who wants to dance? What is this fit? Is this like the space wrap fit? what is she wearing? She's wearing tinfoil? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Is that gonna be dangerous?
Man, singers are so whack. The shit people wear is so insane.
Should we do it right here? As people, the words that we say have a long-lasting effect on people. And Monroe, you're talented and you're beautiful and you're incredible and you're special and you can do anything and you're so young. You could be the greatest dancer in the world. You have so much time. So we need to take a video. We need to take a video right now and we need to talk to your haters. You got your phone? Your mom has it? Come on, mama.
This is like a nice listen. I'm starting to feel bad for calling Lizzo fat or whatever because this is like a nice video. This is a nice video. Okay. Now, obviously, even if this video is real, then it doesn't excuse everything that happened in this suit, right? She was kind of being, a bit of a psychotic boss, and that's no good. But we don't know the case behind this. What we do know is that Lizzo has responded. She responded on August 3rd, so a few days after the allegations came out, with a statement. It's got 33,000 likes, and let's see what she said. The last few days have been gut-wrenchingly difficult and overwhelmingly disappointing. My work ethic, morals, and respectfulness have been questioned. My character has been criticized. Usually, I choose not to respond to false allegations, but these are as unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. These sensationalized stories are coming from former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional. As an artist, I've always been very passionate about what I do. I take my music and my performances seriously because at the end of the day, I only want to put out the best art that represents me and my fans. Passion comes hard work and high standards. Sometimes I have to make hard decisions, but it's never my intention to make anyone feel uncomfortable or like they aren't valued as an important part of the team. So when she says hard decisions is possible here, that what she's talking about is like firing them, right? I'm not here to be looked at as a victim, but I also know that I am not the villain that people in the media have portrayed me to be these last few days. I'm very open with my sexuality and expressing myself, but I cannot accept or allow people to use that openness to make me out to be something I am not. So here I assume she's talking about what happened in the strip club or whatever, right? In these clubs in Amsterdam. There is nothing I take more seriously than the respect we deserve as women in the world. I know what it feels like to be body shamed on a daily basis and would never criticize or terminate an employee because of their weight. So here she's kind of expressly denying the body shaming allegation, right? I'm hurt, but I will not let the good work I've done in this world be overshadowed by this. I want to thank everyone who's reached out in support to lift me up during this difficult time. So you'll notice here there's not a lot of specific refutations. It's a very vague statement. Now that being said, considering there is a lawsuit going on, that doesn't mean that she's lying, right? Just because she's being non-specific doesn't mean she's being facetious. It doesn't mean that she's hiding things. It basically just means that there's a lawsuit going on. When you're making public statements with a lawsuit, you don't want to get too specific because you don't want to accidentally contradict yourself publicly versus privately. And I don't even mean like if she's lying, she doesn't want to contradict herself. If you're telling the truth, you don't want to contradict yourself because a little slip up, a little mess up, a little issue here or there can cast doubt on the case, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that at all. You want to make sure that you're getting your story straight. You want to make sure that you're, telling your truth. Here we have Omni saying, so the banana thing didn't happen, and that was the wildest thing, putting the banana in the pussy. Now, my question, I guess, would be, were they putting the banana in with the peel on or peel off? I feel like it would be probably peel off so they could eat it. But then you'd think, well, it's a banana. Chances are that banana is going to be breaking off inside of there. And then, how do you get that out? You have to dig it out with your fingers? I'm sorry to get graphic, but there are some serious logistical questions I have here. But that's basically what we have on the Lizzo situation so far. There's accusations. There's a public statement. She is getting in a ton of shit for this. It says Lizzo has lost 150,000 followers on Instagram in the past 24 hours due to the harassment lawsuit. And here's the thing. I think that if this lawsuit is valid, if the things that these people are claiming is true, I hope they get justice for that. But at the same time, if it's not, and Lizzo's actually telling the truth, then I hope that she gets justice. And I'm honestly kind of disappointed in the fact that she lost 150,000 followers even before we've seen her side. Like, this is all accusations so far. We have no idea how true all this stuff is. Basically, these people are unfollowing Lizzo because 3 random people they've never fucking met before have made these claims about her, and now they're deciding to stop supporting her, to stop listening to their music. But they are, as this person says, these are allegations, right? This person says, they're going to court with it at the moment. Just because someone takes something to court doesn't mean it's real. What makes it real is if they win in court. We have yet to see that, and we may not for months or even years. White Lizzo is trending, apparently. That's fire. But yeah, at the end of the day, we just don't know what happened with Lizzo. We have no idea exactly what happened. And then you have people here saying pecking order. This guy is tweeting out saying, y'all, Lizzo is evil. We don't know if this is real, though. You don't know if Lizzo is evil. These are allegations as of yet. We don't know how true they are. Lizzo is explicitly denying them. So how come just because someone accuses Lizzo, you immediately believe them, as opposed to having a more neutral stance? And I'm not saying you should just say that they're liars, that the accusers are liars, because we don't know if they are. I'm saying you should maintain a neutral stance on allegations you have no involvement in until they're resolved, and then you can make your judgment. You know what I mean? When you hear that stuff like this happens, it shouldn't become a thing where you're like, oh, fuck everyone. But I seriously have no idea what's up with them, here we have a video from Sensitive Society that says she's done. She's done, guys. Lizzo's a horrible person, a racist bully. I feel like we don't know. We don't know if she's a racist bully yet.
Like, I know I'm big, but bitch, I'm not that big. Like, look.
Me at my graduation. Me at my wedding. Me when Lizzo's downfall is finally starting. If you've been watching the channel for a few years now, you know that I am not a fan of Lizzo. I don't like her. I think she's extremely annoying. And something funny that I noticed is that if you say you don't like Lizzo on Twitter or even on the YouTube videos, you get called a racist and then so.
I feel like someone being annoying is not enough to say that these allegations are true, Like, she may be annoying. She may be cringy. She may have, like, cringe politics or something, but I feel like that's not enough to know that she's a piece of shit, right? Unless I'm missing something here and there's some like crazy proof that I have yet to see,
When haters, so I don't even know what this comment section is going to be like. Now we have some very serious allegations against her.
Allegations, though, this is my thing. It's like Lizzo is a horrible person. It should be Lizzo might be a horrible person,
That said, let's just get into the article that came out this morning, and it makes Lizzo look pretty bad, actually. It says former Lizzo dancers.
But that's the thing, it makes her look bad. I feel like this guy's treating it like it's already a solved situation, and it's just not. Like, we have no idea what happened here, you know what I mean?
Were weight shamed, which is extremely fucking ironic considering Lizzo's like 800 pounds. 3 former dancers have filed a suit against Lizzo accusing the singer of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. This does not sound very productive and inclusive, Lizzo. And I read the whole article. I'm just going to focus on the most important stuff so you guys don't have to sit through this kind of a long article in my opinion. But
I was reading the whole fucking article. Listen, Sensitive Society, I don't think he's a bad dude. I think maybe because of his dislike of Lizzo, it's clouded his judgment a little bit. Now, I don't really like Lizzo either. I'm not a fan of her. I don't particularly hate her. her, but I mean, she is just like not the kind of person that, you know, she doesn't make music that appeals to me, obviously, right? In case that was news to you guys. I just think that with allegations like this, when we don't know the truth of it, you probably shouldn't make a video that says racist, bully, Lizzo's a horrible person, unless it's actually solved in court. I mean, we haven't even seen any screenshots or recordings personally of like evil stuff Lizzo's done. You know what I mean? We haven't seen these videos. We haven't seen her doing anything horrible. What we have is articles where the articles are reporting on allegations from someone else. So I feel like jumping to the conclusion that she's just like a horrible person is dumb. And as far as her response being bad, I didn't think it was that bad.
You think I haven't seen you? Shoving back 24 cupcakes in the break room? 9 servings of Miro's truffle risotto night?
So almost 2 days ago, I made a video about the whole Lizzo situation, the crazy accusations against her. And this was not coming from random strangers on Twitter with no lives and with nothing better to do. This was coming from people who worked with Lizzo, who were on tours. So it had a little more weight than the usual Twitter
It certainly has more weight than the usual Twitter accusations, but we don't know if it's true. That's the thing. We just don't know if it's true. Like, hopefully it's not true, to be honest with you, because it's bad to hear about someone being victimized. You know, best case scenario, honestly, is that these people lied, because then there were no real victims. If they are telling the truth, then hopefully it gets resolved in court. But we just don't know. We don't know. And so I feel like jumping to conclusions is kind of silly. Lizzo needs to provide a more full-bodied response. Well, the thing is, like, the burden of proof is on the accuser, first of all. So that's important to keep in mind. We have seen no proof so far. We've seen like a basic personal recount, basically, from the article, right? We don't have access to everything in this court case. They're going to show recordings, I assume, in court that we haven't seen yet. And on top of that, as far as like making a more, I get this is a fat joke, I realize. As far as like making a more full-bodied response, she kept it vague because there's a court case going on right now, you know?
Usually I choose not to respond to these false allegations, but no, now when everyone's pointing the finger and judging you, now you're like, oh yeah, you know, I thought it's time to address it. These stories are coming from
But what do you, yeah, obviously, if nobody's accusing you of anything, how do you address accusations that don't exist? What does that even mean?
former employees who have already publicly admitted that they were told their behavior on tour was inappropriate and unprofessional, and making people eat bananas out of their pussy isn't. As an artist,
But the thing is, we don't know if that happened. We just don't. And I'm not saying you should just believe what she said, but we don't know what happened. We weren't there. So why do you have such a personal investment in like saying that it did happen? We don't fucking know.
bodies, the strippers' bodies. Does that give you permission because you're open with your sexuality and you're a crazy hoe? How is this relevant at all? This makes no sense. It's so.
I mean, it is directly relevant. Like, she's talking about what happened. Listen, this is just a bad fucking video, okay? I'm not saying that you can't criticize people. Hopefully these allegations aren't true. If they are true, I hope that the victims get justice and they get some money out of it and they're, you know, compensated handsomely. But I just think that with allegations like this, we should wait. And I don't think that, let's say Sense of Society does end up being right. I don't think that means that, like, oh, his takes aged well, because from the start, he didn't have evidence. Like, he didn't know whether it was true or not. I think for situations like this, it's best to report it and maintain neutrality, because we just don't know. I don't know. And I'm not like a Lizzo stan. I just think that with allegations like this, you have to be very careful. You have to walk the line. I mean, we just saw that with Super Mega, where we found out that a bunch of the accusations from this Leighton dude were straight up false, over exaggerated. Some of it he was guilty of himself. So it's like, you know, you really want to take a middle of the road approach rather than taking like the Nick is not green approach, or in this case, the Sensitive Society approach, because we just don't know what these people did. We really don't know. And so from that perspective, I think it's best to chill out a little bit, okay? Wait a little bit. And then if the lawsuit concludes and she loses, then you can go in on her, you can dunk on her, you can have the big own, and you'll be legally within the right. But as it stands, I feel like, you know, claiming that she's definitely guilty is kind of dumb. That's my thoughts, guys. And if you liked this video, consider becoming a member. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive podcasts, unreleased videos, and the members-only Minecraft server. Thanks so much to all of my YouTube members who fund my content.